Hey everyone, it's Atika. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm excited for today's video because today is a labor and delivery Q&A video. I'm hoping to finish this before Phoenix wakes up. So he's napping right now in his crib. So hopefully we can get this done. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. So the very first question is, did you tear? I did tear. It was my midwife told me it was a normal tear for a first-time mom. It wasn't a perineal tear, so it wasn't a tear that was in the back, and it wasn't a tear that was in the front. It was a labial tear. It was on the side, if that makes sense. So, which I much rather preferred having one on the side rather than in the back. I don't know. I just would be super paranoid about that. But yes, it healed very, very quickly. I think it healed within like a week or two of delivering Phoenix. So it wasn't bad at all. How has your mental health been during this time? The hormone change has honestly been the biggest adjustment for me, if I'm being completely honest. It was like the third day of being in the hospital. That was when everything just slapped me in the face. So I went through just bawling my eyes out. Taylor was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't want to die." Like, it was the craziest fear ever, but I was just like, I don't want to die. I don't want him to grow up without a mom. I need to be here for him, like all that stuff. And he was just like, "Oh babe, like it's just the hormones, like don't let it affect you," you know, things like that. And I was like, I know that this is not me. I know this is not in my head thinking and things like that. So the hormones have been the biggest thing to overcome in regards to labor and delivery. I just feel like your hormones, you have a baby inside and your hormones are at an all-time high, and then you give birth and that thing is expelled, and your hormones just drop instantly, drastically, and your body has to adjust to that. So that's been the biggest adjustment to me. How many times have I said adjust throughout this video? Anyway, advice for people who have a fear of giving birth. This was me, like probably during the second trimester. I didn't have a fear during the first trimester, but the second trimester, I definitely started to develop that fear. And honestly, I think that was just the enemy trying to attack me and make me less excited about birth. But for me, it took a lot of prayer. Honestly, I know that that's such a cliche answer, but it's true. I was in prayer often about it with God, and I was like, "Lord, these are my fears. Okay. If you could speak into those, that would be fantastic." And he did. He gave me like little nuggets of peace is what I called it. And basically it was just like different birth affirmations that I felt like he was giving me. So he gave me lots of dreams, which I think is awesome. And those really, really helped me to just lower anxiety and have such a peace about labor and delivery, honestly. So I'm really thankful for that. He really spoke to me in abundance in regards to dreams. And he spoke into every single one of my fears. That's actually one of my testimonies with labor and delivery, is that the Lord answered every single one of my prayers, and he spoke and rebuked every single one of my fears, and I'm so thankful for that. So lots of prayer, honestly, and just educating myself, but educating myself in a way that wasn't fearful, because I also feel like the more knowledge that you have, the more fearful you can be about labor and delivery. So I think I played it very well at like remaining knowledgeable, but also not reading into things too much, if that makes sense. Not reading so many articles and not listening to so many birthing stories, because I didn't want to have expectations. I just wanted to be the experience that the Lord wanted it to be. And I think that by me doing that, I got out of the way of myself and I got out of the way of him and just let him do all of the orchestrating, all of the work. And I think that that really made the labor and delivery experience one that I will never forget. My labor was incredible. Did they let you eat? This is actually a funny question because during our childbirthing class, we were told that we were going to be able to eat, but when I actually got there, they were like, no. So the only thing that I could have was ice and Jello. So they gave me a cup of Jello. The Jello was actually not good. I'm also not a Jello gal, but this one specifically was really, really gross. How can dads be supportive? During labor and delivery, one of the biggest things Taylor did was that he would help to lessen a lot of my pain. So anytime I would start to have a contraction or something like that, I would lean over onto the bed and he would put counter pressure on my hips. And that really helped a lot. So I think there's a lot of different birthing positions that you can do with your partner, whoever's in the room with you. And that was incredible because then he could offer up different positions. He could remind me that there were different positions that we could get into to help relieve the pressure or relieve the pain. And I think that really helps because when you're going through labor and delivery as a woman, sometimes you're not thinking of everything that you learned in birthing class, but your spouse or whoever's in the room with you can remember those things when you're not in the state of mind to do so. He also would remind me to relax my perineum, which is a huge thing in like birthing class and stuff, is that they try to tell the partner to remind the birthing lady, whoever's birthing the baby, to relax their perineum because that prevents tearing, which is fantastic, which is why I think my tear was so small, was because, you know, Taylor was reminding me to do that. So there's lots of different things that you can do. You can offer up water. Hey, do you need a drink right now? Or simply just ask, what can I do in these moments for you? And she'll tell you if there's something that she wants you to do. And if not, then she won't say anything, or she'll yell at you. And I hope that she doesn't yell at you, but would you recommend a C-section or a vaginal birth? Honestly, this is my first kiddo, so I don't know what it's like to have a C-section or anything like that. But I have been told that like you want to opt in for a vaginal birth if it's possible, because a C-section is a major surgery, you know what I mean? So if you can avoid that, obviously try to, but things happen. And you know, a lot of women sometimes don't have a say over whether or not they can do a C-section or a vaginal birth. So again, go into it with an open mind. Don't have your mind so set on something that if, you know, something happens and you actually do have to have a C-section, then you aren't devastated and you aren't, you know, super upset and then sad and stressed and things like that. You want to relax as much as possible during the birthing experience. So obviously ask questions. So if they're like, we need to put you in a C-section, or we need to do a C-section, obviously ask questions, advocate for yourself, and see why, you know. But yeah, a lot of women can't control the fact that they have a C-section. So I can't really tell you which one to have, but as far as what I've been told, a C-section is a major surgery. So I know that anytime in the medical field, doctors are going to try to avoid major surgeries as much as possible. So it would make sense that you would opt in for a vaginal birth if possible. So yeah, but also I know a lot of women who opt in for C-sections. So it's up to you. It's really up to you, but I can't really say because I've only experienced a vaginal birth. So yeah. So that is all of the questions for this video, you all. I hope that you enjoyed it. I try to keep these videos as short as possible, especially when they're Q&A videos, because I know how long those can get. So yes, I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, just let me know, but I feel like I covered the big questions that people had. So yeah, if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and turn on post bell notifications so that you get notified every time that we upload a video. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, morning, wherever it is you are, and know that